I'm gonna answer a couple questions while I get ready for my date, and explain why I chose Bbl instead of any other doctor. So little backstory. I initially was supposed to be going to Dr. Williams in Miami, but I ended up changing my mind because he was counseling girls left and right, and I didn't have time to be going down there and he counseled me. I was gonna be pissed. And I heard that, you know, he just wasn't professional. And I've been to Miami before to get my boobs done, and I just didn't like the treatment that I got. Like, they really just will you out the back door. Like, they give you a certain amount of hours to wake up. I think it's like 2 hours to wake up from the anesthesia, and then they just roll you out the back door. So I didn't really like that. And my husband was the one who was like, hey babe, I think you should go to the DR and get your surgery. And I was like, you know what? I never even thought about that. So I started joining some of the Facebook groups. Sorry, I'm looking for my makeup thing. I started joining some of the Facebook groups and, you know, trying to see who the best doctor was. And I just kept initially going back to Bbl. And I'm like, you know, I like the style that he's giving out. I like how he's consistent. Because I was going to go to Jose Mora. You know, he's safe and everything, but I just didn't like how he was giving out the natural look. I didn't want the natural look. Like, I already made the mistake with my boobs. I should have went bigger, and I didn't. And now I think I'm gonna have to do a round 3 and get my boobs redone because I just don't like the way they look. So I'm like, let's go with my first mind. Let's pick Bbl. So I reached out to him initially. I went on his website and I reached out to him to get a surgery date. And I had picked August 30th. That's when I had vacation from work. So I picked that date. And, you know, he confirmed it. I sent in my deposit. And he told me everything that I needed to do. Okay. So a couple weeks go by. I see in a group, one of the girls kept on saying, Bbl is going on vacation. And then I seen his assistant post that he will be on vacation from the 30th, I believe, till like the middle of September. So I'm like, shit. You know, my surgery is the 30th of August. So I gotta see if I can reach out, if I can get a different date. So I reach out to his assistant and I asked her, I said, can I reach out to Annie. I said, on WhatsApp app, I'm like, you know, can I change my date to August 23rd? She's like, yeah, of course. Okay, so I'm like, okay, let me reach out to my Airbnb because I had already paid for my Airbnb. I had already paid, sent the deposit to my nurse. And I found my nurse in one of the surgery groups, which was Take Care Overnight Nurse. And her name was Ledy, who was amazing, but I'll get to that. So I reached out to them to see if I could push my date a week up. And the Airbnb guy, he was like, yeah, it's still available those days. And my nurse was like, yeah, that's fine. You know, she asked me, did I still want the same package that I had, which I'll get to in a little bit. So, yeah, everything kind of worked out good. I was able to change our plane tickets. And at the point when I got our plane tickets, it was still like COVID. People weren't really flying. The plane tickets was still really cheap. So I ended up getting me and my husband plane tickets for like, I want to say it was like $600 or something. But when I checked on them again, like a couple weeks ago, I was looking at Dominican Republic tickets. Them shits is high as hell. So I was able to switch the plane tickets. I was able to switch the Airbnb. I was able to switch my nurse. Moved everything up a week, which was good. Everything worked in my favor. So I ended up ordering all my stuff off Amazon or whatever. I wasn't nervous or anything. So when we get to Dominican Republic, our driver was waiting for us. His name was Jose. I got him through my nurse. He works with her. He was very, very, very helpful in everything. He helped us with everything. He took us to the grocery store, inside the mall, everything. He's very helpful. Like, I think if I ever go back, decide I want to get something else done, he'll be my driver again. So fast forward to the day of surgery. I listened to those groups. Everybody experience is different. I'm just say that. Listen to those groups. I thought that because I got there the day of surgery to do my labs, I wasn't going to be able to have my surgery to the next day, which is the 24th. And that was wrong. That was wrong. When I got there, I did all my labs. I did my COVID testing. I was waiting. Everything was going pretty fast until it was time for me to go meet Cabral. That's where everything slowed down because I think he had a surgery or something that morning. Stuff started slowing down. So it took me like 2 hours. I got there like 6 a.m. but they didn't come in till like 8. So I was there really early. But it was like 8 girls with me that day. It was like 8 of us or whatnot. It might have been more. I think it was 8 because I think I was like the 8th person. I was like the last person. I don't know why. So I do my labs, everything. I'm waiting for Cabral to see me, to check me out to see, let me know how much everything costs. And he did quote me on the WhatsApp app, $6,000. Tummy tuck, muscle repair, BBL. But I did want to get my boobs done, get my boobs redone, so I was going to add that too. So I'm waiting. He see all the girls ahead of me. He leaves out. He'd come back for like maybe 2 hours later. So I'm like, damn, just sitting here. Then my nurse ended up coming to meet me because she was in there with a girl. I don't know if the girl surgery got canceled or what, but my nurse ended up being in the building that day. So she came to meet me. She sat with me. She asked me if I needed anything. She, was just sitting. She was advocating for me, speaking to the reception at the front, asking her, how long before Cabral come back, to see how long it will take, because I had been sitting there for a little while. Like I said, everything was going fast until it was time for me to meet with Cabral. So it was 2 girls that was before. So he met a group of girls before he went to go. I don't know if he went to go do a surgery or what, but he had met a good amount of the girls. And I was like 3 girls that he hadn't met with, which was 2 other girls that was ahead of me and myself. So it was 3 of us that still needed to see him and, let him know we wanted everything, whatnot. So he comes back. No, the assistant, she calls me up. She's like, your lab work came back. She was like, I need you to go downstairs to get your x-rays, and I need you to go see the anesthesiologist. Okay, so I go downstairs, get my x-rays. I go see the anesthesiologist. He kept asking me, do I smoke? I kept on saying no, because I don't smoke. He asked me, do you smoke? I said, no, I don't smoke. He kept asking me, do you smoke? I was like, no, I don't smoke. So I guess the girls must be lying and say they don't smoke and they really be smoking, but I don't smoke. So I have been... backstory, I had went vegan 5 months before my surgery because I just wanted to be healthy. So I had stopped eating meat and stopped drinking and everything. So I was pretty healthy. So when I went to go see the anesthesiologist, got all that, I ended up going back upstairs. Cabral was back up there. So the receptionist was like, Belle, you're next. So the other 2 girls that was ahead of me was like, no, we're next. Cabral was like, no, come in here. So when I finally figured out why, is because my test results came back, everything was good, and my hemoglobin was at a 13.7. So when I got tested the week prior before going to the DR, my hemoglobin was at a 12.5. So when I got there, I had still taking my iron. I was taking my liquid iron. I was taking all my vitamins, everything. When I did my labs the day of surgery, well, the day I got there, my hemoglobin was 13.7. I was shocked my damn self. Like, what? Because, they say when you fly, your hemoglobin drop. But not mine. My shit was high. It was actually higher than the week prior. So he called me in the office. The girl, again, she was like, oh, no, I'm next. He was like, no, I'm going to see her first. So he gets me in there. He marks me up. He was so nice. He was so nice. I had told him that I wanted my boobs done. Then I chickened out. I said, no, never mind. I don't want my boobs done because, I thought it was going to be too much on my body. And I was scared that I was going to be in too much pain. And I'm glad I didn't get them done because I was in a lot of pain. He's like, what you want done? I'm like, I want this, I want that. I was like, I want you to lipo the upper part of my back. He was like, okay. He was like, it'll be 7,000. I'm like, okay, I kind of expected it. I actually expected it to be more. So, whatever. He's like, you go next. I go, next? What do you mean I go next? I said, I don't go tomorrow. He's like, no, mommy, you go next. You got a good foundation. Your labs is good. You go next. I'm like, okay, I wasn't prepared for this because I didn't bring my bag, my overnight bag. I didn't have any of my stuff. I just only had my purse. Luckily, my nurse was there. So I'm freaking out. I'm like, okay, can I go to my Airbnb? My Airbnb was 4 minutes away. I'm like, I need to go to my Airbnb and get my stuff because I haven't showered in the soap. I haven't done anything. Like, I don't want to get no infection. Like, I don't have anything with me. He's like, so he leaves out. He's like, okay, you go to your Airbnb, you just come back. I'm like, okay. So he leaves out. He's like, I'm gonna send you to my assistant. So I go sit back in the waiting room and I tell my nurse, I'm like, he said my surgery is today. She go, what? She looked at me like, what? And I'm like, I know, right? He's like, my surgery is today. And I was like, it's because my labs is good. My labs was really good, you guys. So he's like, my surgery's up. He's like, you go next. So he didn't have any girls on the table. He wasn't doing surgery. I think he did one surgery that morning. I'm not sure. He might not even did surgery that morning, but he was like, I was next. It was nobody in the operating room. That's what he told me. So then I go out, I sit back in the waiting room. I'm like, oh my God, I need to go to the Airbnb. So my nurse was like, okay, you go to the Airbnb. I'm gonna just stay here and wait for you. So his assistant come up. I want to say his name was Carlos. I'm not sure. His name might not have been Carlos, y'all. I don't know. He goes, you go next. So he talked to my nurse in Spanish and she like, oh, he wants you to go next. I'm like, but I don't have anything. She like, well, can you get in contact with your husband and see if your husband can come down here and bring you your stuff? So I'm like, oh shit. I started panicking. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I started panicking. I'm like, oh my God, my husband got the baby because we did bring in my daughter. My husband got the baby. This gonna be difficult. So I reached out to Joseph, the driver. He's amazing, y'all. I think he was way on the other side of DR. He's like, I'm like, Joseph, can you pick up my husband and bring him down here to me so he can bring me my bag? And plus I had all this money on me. So I don't know my nurse, I don't know, she could be, I didn't know. So I'm like, I don't want to leave her with my whole wallet and everything with all this money. So I needed my husband to come there. So the assistant which I don't know if his name's Carlos, but I'm just calling Carlos. Carlos tell my nurse, he's like, we're gonna take her down to the 3rd floor. The 3rd floor is where the recovery rooms are. And we're gonna have her shower. So he like, come on, mommy, I take care of you. Come on, mommy. I'm nervous, y'all. Shit moving hella fast. Like, it's hella girls was ahead of me and he took me out of all the girls before them. I'm like, I was hella nervous. So we go downstairs to the room. I remember the room was 413. He gave me a private room. He gave me soap, a towel, everything to wash up in the shower. So I go in the room, go in the bathroom. The bathroom wasn't that clean. I was kind of nervous. I did keep my Crocs on because I was kind of nervous. So I keep my Crocs on. I shower. Felt like a straight hoe, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. So I took a shower. I cleaned up. My nurse go talk to everybody, go see where my gown and stuff is. I mean, literally, people was waiting on me to go into the operating room. So my nurse go find. Make sure I get my gown, and she like, mommy, you gonna have to buy compression socks, which I already had compression socks. Like I said, I got my boobs done before, so I had packed my old compression socks with me to use those, so I wouldn't have to buy none. But I ended up having to buy some, which didn't matter because I did bring a lot of money with me. Again, I did bring a lot of money with me, so I wasn't really tripping off buying, extra shit that I needed. So my nurse, so I'm sitting there on the chair after I wash up in the soap, clean my body. He had marked me up and it was still markings and stuff on me, which he must use a fucking permanent marker because I was scrubbing the shit out of my body with that soap. It was still on me when I came out the room, out the shower, it was still on me. So I just dropped my damn concealer. So yeah, so when I got out the shower, my nurse wasn't in there. I'm asshole naked, y'all, sitting in this room. They gave me a private room. That's how I know it wasn't hella girls he was doing that day, because I had a whole big ass private room. So so I'm sitting on the chair, asshole naked, no clothes, just sitting there, titties out, everything, just sitting there. My nurse come in, it's hella awkward. I'm looking at her, she looking at me. I'm sitting there like a hoe with no clothes on, sitting on the chair. So the assistant, one of the surgical assistants, come in and give my nurse my gown and everything, and she put the stuff on me. Looking for my concealer, y'all. I got hell of them. So she put my compression socks in my gown and put my hair up and everything, and she take my purse. Mind you, my purse got hella money in it. I'm hella nervous. So the driver was telling me it was taking them about 10 minutes, because it's, for our place to be 4 minutes away, traffic takes you about 15 to 20 minutes to get from your Airbnb to Ceirria. Like, the traffic out there is fucking ridiculous. And it was like, they cannot drive. Like, it was about to be hella accidents. I said, oh, I could never drive here. I'm glad we didn't get no fucking rental car. So she put all my stuff on for me and whatnot, and I'm just sitting there. So the guy come in, the surgical assistant, I think that's what he was, come in, and he put me in a wheelchair. I'm on the 3rd floor. I think he wheeled me up to the, maybe it was on the 4th floor, and he wheeled me down to the 3rd floor. I can't remember. It might have been on the, no, it was on the 3rd floor. He might have wheeled me up to the 4th floor. One of them. Anyway, he wheeled me straight into the operating room. It was weird. It was like an elevator to go straight to the operating room. I'm like, fuck. I'm like getting nervous at this point. I'm like, oh shit, this shit really serious now. Like, shit getting serious. So I started getting nervous. So I set my contacts in. I wear contacts or whatnot. So I get in there, 4 people in there. It's a lady, it's a guy, it's the anesthesiologist, and it's somebody else. So the anesthesiologist come up to me. He's like, you okay? I'm like, yeah. Oh, mind you, when she was putting on my surgical stuff, my hairnet, my compression socks, the other nurse came in and put my IV in, and she gave me the blue pill. She was having a hard time putting my IV in, but like I said, I am in nursing school, so I was trying to like guide her or whatnot. She got it in. She didn't hurt me too bad. It was okay. So she was able to get it in. So when I get into the operating room, the anesthesiologist come in. He like, mommy, you okay? I'm like, yeah. He like, mommy, you gotta take your contacts out. So he'd send the lady come over. She's like rubbing me. She like, you nervous? I'm like, I'm okay. She all rubbing me, you know, trying to make me feel better. I was okay though. I was, you know, once I got on the table, I think my nerves had started to settle. So she like, he sent her out to go get me a cup to put my contacts in. She come back in with this, you know, like them little cone cups that you drink water out of, but they like paper, so they melt and they fucking fall apart. He's like, no. He's like, go get her another one. So she come back in with a cup, a regular plastic cup. I had to pop my contacts out, put them in a cup. Never seen my contacts again. So I popped my contacts out. He put this stuff in my arm. I felt it burning. Next thing I know, I was out like a light. I was out like a light. So I remember I woke up and I was yelling for Bbl. I do remember waking up. And when I looked up, I think they put a something over my face, because I remember going like this and the thing fell off and I could see Bbl over the thing. He's like, mommy, you okay? Mommy, you okay? Next thing I know, I was back out. Probably was snoring and shit. I was back out. So when I woke up, y'all, when I fucking woke up, okay, I was in hella pain. They had me wrapped in something that was like I want to say it was like one of them pee pads. That's why I want to say they had me wrapped in. I don't know what the fuck they had me wrapped in, but they had it wrapped, and it felt so tight. It felt like my ribs, like they stitched my ribs together. That's what it felt like. And I was in hella pain. And I remember I couldn't move my legs. I kept on trying to move my legs, and I kept on like moaning out. Like, to me, I'm the type of person, when I'm in a lot of pain, I cry silently to myself. I will cry silently to myself. That's just how I am. I don't like to do all that yelling, screaming, and falling off the bed and all this and that. I cry silent to myself. So I kept calling for the nurse that was in there. I was like, can you please give me some pain meds? Please give me some pain meds. I'm in so much pain. He's like, mommy, I'm gonna give you some pain meds. We going how you guys came out of surgery. I'll give you some pain meds in a minute. I passed back out. I don't remember anything. So no, I do remember the girl across. So it was like 4 other girls in recovery with me. And one of the girls on the edge, she kept on trying to get up out the bed. He kept saying, mommy, you're gonna fall on the floor. You're gonna fall on the floor. That girl was trying to get the fuck out that bed. I don't know. She was tripping. And I was just thinking like, she gonna hurt herself. But yeah, she kept on trying to get out the bed. And he kept on saying, mommy, you're gonna hurt yourself. You're gonna hurt yourself. So he was kind of like focusing on her. But I was in hella pain, like hella pain. And I got like sciatica in my hip. So I can feel like the pain from me sitting on my butt like my hips was hurting. Let me say that. My hips was hurting. That's the problem that I was having. And I kept on remember trying to move my legs and I just couldn't. So my hip was hurting. I don't know why, for some reason I could feel my head. It probably was all in my head. But the top was killing me. It felt like he stitched my fucking ribs together. That's what the fuck it felt like. That's what the fuck it felt like. I felt like I was dying. So again, I remember them transporting me to my room or whatnot, and I remember my nurse being in there, and you know, she kept asking me, "You okay? You okay?" And I kept on telling her I was okay. So I ended up waking up. I didn't wake up until like the next day. I don't think I woke up at like 6 o'clock in the morning. So my surgery, I went into surgery at 2 p.m. like 1:57. They say I got out at like 7. She said I was out at like 7. So I don't know. I was out of it. But my nurse said I was out at like 7. I remember waking up. It had to be like 5 o'clock in the morning because I did have my phone. My nurse did give me my phone. It was sitting by my side. I had a heating blanket and everything. The first thing I did was I texted my husband that I was okay. But I was in hella pain, y'all. But the first thing I did was tell my husband I was okay. And then I was crying for pain meds because I was in hella pain. I was crying for pain meds. And my nurse was like, okay, they're going to come bring you some. They're going to come bring you some. And I just was in hella pain. And my legs was the epidural was starting to wear off. So I was in like hella pain. And my hip, like I said, I think it's sciatica. It's like a nerve pinched or something on my left side. It hurts so bad sometimes. And when I sit for too long, it really hurt really bad. So that was going on, and my legs was coming, like the tingliness was coming down in my ribs. I mean, it felt like he stitched my ribs again. So they came in and brought me some pain meds at like 7 o'clock. I had been woke for like an hour with no pain meds. They forgot to give me my medicine ball, my pain pump, not medicine ball, pain pump. So I was just in hella pain. I was in hella pain. So when I got up, again, I didn't have my faja. They forgot to get my faja. They forgot to have me pay for my faja. I paid for my pain pump, but they forgot that too. So Cabral had came in. I think maybe it was probably like around 9, 10. Cabral had came in. And he was like, how you doing, mommy? And I'm like, I'm in pain. Because my medicine, no, it was around 11. I think they gave me pain medicine on 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, it had to been around 11 because my pain medicine started to wear off again. And I'm like, I'm in a lot of pain. They forgot my pain pump. So he left out. He was like, okay. He left out. He came back. No, he left out. And then, sorry, I'm looking for my makeup brush, y'all. I'm gonna deal with it, my big fluffy one. So, oh, here we go. So, yeah, 5 minutes later, they came in and put my pain pump in. When I'm telling you they put that pain pump in, I felt so much better. So I suggest anybody get a tummy tuck or got a low pain tolerance, which I got pretty much a high one. But that fucking muscle repair, no joke. I couldn't feel my ass besides the sciatica. But once I got the pain pump, I couldn't feel none of that shit no more. That pain pump was heaven. It was heaven. It was heaven. So they discharged me. My driver came. He picked me up. They were very, very fragile with me, you know. They treated me like a baby. They were very, very good. My nurse and my driver. My nurse was like, she treated me like a baby. Like, it's very hard for me to let people take care of me because I'll take care of everybody. So for her to take care of me the way that I would take care of somebody else, I was like damn near about to cry because I didn't think I was gonna get this kind of care. So we get back to the Airbnb. I think I went to sleep. I was happy. My daughter was happy to see me. You know, they put me in the bed. And I've been sitting on my ass since day one. My ass still fat as fuck, okay? They put me in the bed. And I went to sleep. She gave me my pain meds. She gave me more pain meds on top of me having a pain pump. She gave me more pain meds, and I went to sleep. She made me eat. She was forcing me to eat, y'all. She was forcing me to eat, and literally one day I just broke down and started crying because I'm like, I can't eat all this food that you making. She was making me bowls of oatmeal, big ass plates of fruit. I had to drink tea and water. And then, like, right after that, like, maybe like an hour later, she was giving me an Ensure. Like, y'all, I literally cried. I was having, like, surgery depression. I swear. I don't know what the fuck was happening, but I literally was crying. So, 4 days post-op, I was able to get my first massage. And, I did fine. I still had the pain pump, though. I still had the pain pump in when I got my first massage. So, I did okay. My second massage was the next day, because they make you do a massage every day that you're there. My second massage was the next day, and I passed out. Yep. All I could hear is the nurse talking, and everything went blurry. Next thing I know, I wake up, my nurse is holding me, and they feeding me sugar water. And the other nurse came in and took my vitals. My vitals have always been good. My blood pressure was never high. My lung sounds was great. My vitals, I didn't have no fever, no nothing. My vitals was always good. So they started feeding me sugar water. My nurse, so she ended up, the masseuse ended up finishing, she finished my massage, but my nurse had to stay in there and hold me. She didn't want her to leave out. So yeah, that happened. But we ended up staying in the DR for 14 days. After day 7, I was pretty much over it and I wanted to go home. Oh, this how I know the plane tickets was hella high too, because I was trying to change our plane tickets because I was ready to go home, and I'd have no complications at all besides me passing out. And that was it. I'd had no complications at all, and I was just ready to go. So I was looking up plane tickets to try and switch it. My husband didn't want to go. He wanted to stay. Okay, stay in the DR. I didn't. I was over it. My baby was over it. Me and her both was having problems. She just started whining a lot, but we did stay 14 days. So I had looked up the plane tickets to try and see if I could change it, and the motherfuckers was like $1,200 just to go one way. Go back to the Bay Area. Go back to San Francisco. $1,200. One-way ticket. Go back to San Francisco. I said, oh, the fuck, I'm not. So, I was like, I guess I'm just have to ride it out until it's time for us to go home. So, where's my brush? So, yeah, we stayed 14 days in the DR. We stayed 14 days in the DR, and the Airbnb I had a pool area. It had a kids area for my daughter. It had a gym for my husband and everything. So they was okay. I mean, me and my daughter was over it. We were ready to go. But my husband was loving it. He met a lot of people because my husband is very social. So the DR guys and him was just, they were friends. Anytime he go to the gym, they would all flock up there and be talking to him and everything. The building that we stayed in was like in the same area. It was the president. So it was like real secure over there. The building was real secure. We didn't have any issues. My husband would walk to the grocery store, or like McDonald's and stuff was over there. Yeah, we didn't have any issues at all. My nurse, I had her for a total of 10 days. I had her 7 days, 24 hours, because I didn't know how I was gonna feel. So I decided to keep her 7 days, 24 hours. And she slept with me. She slept in the bed with me, which was fine. I didn't have a problem with it. She didn't have a problem with it. So she slept in the bed with me. My husband and the baby slept on the couch. Sometimes the baby will sleep in the bed with us. Just depends on her mood that day. Other than that, and when I say she took good care of me, y'all, she took good care of me. I have no complaints with her at all. She took good care of me like a baby. She washed me down, everything. She took Ubers. Like some days the driver wouldn't come, and she was telling me about an incident where one of her clients didn't want to pay for the driver and got in an Uber, and she got in an Uber by herself, and she was assaulted by one of the Uber drivers, and I believe he robbed her. I think that's what she said. I'm not sure, but yeah, so she was like, the days that I had to go on an Uber, because my appointments was like 9 o'clock in the morning for my massagers, she would come at like 7 a.m., fix me breakfast, clean me up, everything, and we'll take an Uber, because she didn't want me to get in an Uber by myself, because, you know, she said it's not safe, even though I didn't have any problems. She was like, it's not safe out there, and if they know you in surgery, or, you know, just had surgery or whatever, they'll try to take advantage of you. So she never wanted me to go by myself. And the days that she couldn't come, the driver was there, which I didn't have no problems. They both was amazing. But yeah, that was my experience in the DR. I'll show y'all my waist. So when I first got out of surgery, when we got home after 14 days, I measured myself. My under boob was 35. My waist was a 35. My butt was a 48. I measured my butt and stuff 2 days ago. So now my boob area is a 35. My waist is at a 32. It might be smaller now. And my ass is at a 50. So it didn't grow. Yes, yeah, I think it grew. But I'm gonna show you guys what I look like. And I just got my chorizo faja today, so I just put it on with my ab board. But this ass is humongous. But yeah, that was my experience in the DR. Yeah.